I'm Caitlin Ellis, and today I have a very special guest returning, Donna. How are you?
Hi, Caitlin. It's so good to be back.
It's so great to have you again. It's been a long time. I know we first interviewed you at the beginning of this, so it's great to catch up.
Yeah, it seems like forever, like years. We've been in lockdown,
I
or at
know.
least struggling to get back to our normal. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's been an adventure for I'm sure a lot of people.
What are some of the things you've been working on? I know you've been busy even with the shutdown.
Yes, I have. Well, I released Borrowed Time. It's one of my new novels. It's the first in the series. Borrowed Time, Broken Promises, and my protagonist is a young woman who is shot, thrown into a pool, and left for dead, and she mysteriously survives, only to be plagued by visions of young women being murdered. So if you like that kind of, if you're a thriller reader, if you like to read mysteries, murder mysteries, it's paranormal, but it's more thriller. You know, there is paranormal aspects in it, but it's just it was so much fun to write. And now I'm working on book two. But Borrowed Time, I also worked on the audio book. I have somebody who produced the audiobook for me, and we just released that. So that's been kind of the labor of love. And what else? Oh, and I've been working on a screenplay, which is close to my heart. I've worked on it for a couple of years now. It's based on a true story of a local man who he's Greek, and he was orphaned during World War II, and it's about his trials and tribulations of being orphaned at 2 years old, and he was adopted mistakenly by the wrong person, and the people who were supposed to adopt him spent years trying to overturn the adoption. They were from the United States, and they were trying to bring him to Greece. But ultimately, it's got a really happy ending. It's a historical event because President Truman actually signed the documents that enabled him to come to the United States. And allowed him to be the natural born son of this couple from Montana. So there's a lot of cool stuff, in it. And boy, I'm he's 80 years old now. His name is
Wow.
Bill Canellis. The title of the story is Bill the Greek, and just the things that he overcome came, and when COVID hit, it's like, I'm doing this story and I'm thinking to myself, we are so spoiled. We are so spoiled rotten. We're worried about toilet paper and, all this other stuff. And yeah, it's important. It is, but, these people were worried about their lives, and there were so many that starved to death. So it's just a heart wrenching story. But he survived it. He's probably one of the most good natured people you'd ever want to meet. He's so much fun. It's like I just, I loved him as a child, and as a grown up, he's just so much fun and so full of life. And I'm just really, I feel honored to be able to tell his story. So,
That sounds amazing. But
yeah.
actually, one of the other things we were wanting to talk about today is iHeart Film Mixer. Can you tell our viewers, for those who may not know, what is iHeart Film Mixer?
Okay, so the iHeart Film Mixer is put on by the El Dorado County Chamber of Commerce, and it's not just about film, it's an event. It's a free event. There's vendors there. All the local businesses have come out. They put up booths. There's food. There's drawings for things. There's products that can be learned about or purchased. Like solar. I mean, it's there's not a whole lot of that. It's mostly vendors who are serving you food or wine. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then the film portion is Kathleen Dodge is the film commissioner,
Mhm.
and her portion of the event is to bring in a guest speaker. And we've got Marcus Allen, who is our master of ceremony, and we all love him. He's a hoot. And we've got somebody coming from TikTok who is going to be talking to us about how to make videos. So I just wanted to let everybody know our guest speaker is going to be the former deputy director of the California Film Commission. That's huge. She worked on the movie The Titanic, among other things. She's a prolific author. She wrote the complete film production handbook, which is in its fourth edition. Her name is Eve Light Honthaner, and we're really, really excited about her coming out here and talking to all of us. It's going to be a lovely, lovely evening. And then we also have somebody from TikTok who's going to talk about how to do videos. And we've got Marcus Allen. He's going to be our master of ceremonies. And, he's always such a hoot. It's going to be such a wonderful night. So actors, producers, filmmakers, anybody who's interested, come on out and enjoy the evening. And we're praying that this year, it will be live, because last year it got canceled. So we're just really hoping and praying that we can, keep it open and get everybody out here. So, and speaking of films, I was able to go to the premiere of Notorious Nick. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is heart-wrenching. It's just a beautiful, inspiring movie. And it was made here, with people that we know. And I was just so proud of everybody and so happy for those who got to work on it, because it's really, really a gem. And I was produced by Marcus Allen and Howard Bird. And it's just what an accomplishment, what a milestone for this area to have such a beautiful film. And Aaron Leong, who's a local, he's the one who directed it, and it's like, yay, he was it's like, this is great. It was just such a really wonderful movie. And I don't want to speak out of turn about where it's going to be available. I know it was supposed to be at the IMAX for at least, the rest of the week, maybe the weekend. I don't know if it's going to continue to play there, but, if you just Google it, Notorious Nick, I'm sure you can find out where to see it. It's worth seeing. It really is. So.
I know recently I just interviewed Anthony Snow in regards to the movie, and watching the trailer, it is very heart-wrenching, but it's an inspirational story as well to see him just in the trailer go from where he was at to climb to being where he is now. It's amazing story, it seems like. So I can't wait to watch it.
It's great. It's I was on the edge of my seat, and I cried at the end, because it just tears of joy. It just really is a great inspirational film. And Anthony Stowe will be at I Love Film Mixer, so if you want to talk to him about his role in his movie, he'll be there to chat as well. And I'm hoping that Aaron Leong will be there. And of course, we have the Bob Trout Award again, that so people start thinking about, who you worked with in making your films, and perhaps you'd like to nominate somebody for that award. It's the Bob Trout Award is about service. It's about the person who always shows up. They're always prepared. They always, brighten up the set with not only their personality, but their due diligence. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are very deserving of this award, but unless you nominate them, we don't know who they are. So if you go to the I Love Film Mixer 2021 on the Facebook page, there'll be more information about it there. So you can catch up on all the news on the Facebook page. So that's it in a nutshell.
Well, thank you for all that information. It's great to see, with this last year, that everything kind of coming back in somewhat of a new normalcy at this time. So, and actually, anybody looking to inquire more about you, where can they find you?
I have a website. It's dannawilberg.com, or you can contact me on Facebook. I'm under author Danna Wilberg and also Donna Dennis Wilberg. And my name is with an A, Danna. So you can find me on there and let me know that, you saw me on the show or something. So I know that you're not one of those, those bots or something that's trying to take over my Facebook page. I get more of those, I'll tell you. I'm sure everybody does, but it's kind of annoying, right?
It seems lately it's been happening more and more, I noticed.
Yeah, I get friends and it's wait a minute, we're friends on Facebook, aren't we? And then you see the picture, go, that doesn't even look like you. So yeah, so if you just put a message online that you saw me on Caitlin's show, I'll be sure to friend you, and we can chat back and forth. I'm always here for questioning, and I'd love to hear from you.
Well, I want to thank you again for taking the time and joining us today. It's always a pleasure. Hello, I'm Caitlin Ellis. Today I have a very special guest returning, Anthony Snow. How are you doing?
Hey, Caitlin, how you doing? Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you back. It was, we had a great time last time and I can't wait to do it again. So please tell us, for the people just tuning in, who you are.
Well, my name is Anthony Snow. I'm an actor, producer, and also a COVID compliance officer. So last year when COVID hit, they created a necessity for a COVID compliance officer for film, television, and music videos. So I took some classes because my undergraduate degree is in nuclear medicine. It was real easy for me to do. And I became a COVID compliance officer so I can continue working and earning money in a year where productions was basically shut down.
And again, just to kind of reiterate, what is a COVID compliance officer and what was the process to become a COVID compliance officer?
So a COVID compliance officer basically is the person who sets up the procedures during filmmaking to ensure that there's as much public safety as possible against getting the COVID virus. It includes testing, it includes planning. A lot of it's done in pre-production. And I also measure temperatures and make sure people keep socially distanced during the shoot and make sure everybody wears their mask the entire time they're on set. You're allowed to take your mask off or drop it below your nose and mouth during eating and drinking time. But other than that, you have to mask up the whole time. It was necessitated by the guilds, Screen Actors Guild, Producers Guild of America, the Directors Guild of America, and the crew union, which is IATSE. Together, they got together and created a booklet called The Safe Way Forward. And it's those recommendations that the film industry follows for COVID compliance.
And can you please tell us next, actually, what are some of the things you are working on? I know you were recently just in a new movie.
Yes. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. I'm in a movie. It's called Notorious Nick. It's a true story about a congenital amputee who was born with half an arm, and his dream was to become an MMA fighter. So he started as a wrestler, became an MMA fighter, and it's about his trials and tribulations through the MMA system, where a lot of times people didn't want him to fight. Fighters didn't want to fight him because he only had one arm. But it's a true story of a man by the name of Nick Newell. And I think the public will really like it. It's a feel-good story. It's really inspirational. And I'm very happy that I got to be a part of this film. It's produced by Mark S. Allen and Howard Bird up in Northern California. And it'll be in theaters starting August 6th.
And actually, how did you become involved in this film?
I'm very lucky. I had auditioned for them for the first movie they did together as a team. Marcus Allen and Howard Bird produced their first movie together called Apparition. And I had auditioned for that film. I didn't get the role, but the good thing about auditioning is you make an impression on someone. And they always said, we're going to get you in a movie. We promise we're going to get you in the movie. Not this one, but maybe the next one. And when Notorious Nick came along, I auditioned for Notorious Nick and I got in. This time it was my turn. and I got to play the ring announcer in this movie for Notorious Nick's battle match. So it's great.
Again, if people want to find you and find out more about you, where can they find you?
I'm on all the social media platforms, so you can look me up on Facebook. You can look me up on Twitter. You can look me up on LinkedIn. You can look me up on Instagram. It's my name. It's Anthony Snow. You'll see it's the same picture, so I make it easy for everybody. You can look me up on IMDb. It's the same picture. So if you want to see like my resume, what I've done for acting and anything else, IMDb is a good source. If you just want to look at what's going on socially with me, then you could do Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, those things, the normal things.
Well, I want to again thank you for joining us and taking the time. It's been great seeing you. I hope your 2021 continues to be successful. It looks like you're working on a lot, and that's great that you're a part of this COVID compliance officer and making sure everybody's, following guidelines and staying safe. It's such an important thing, especially right now.
Yes, it is. So I'm blessed to be working.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Ellis with the SacTown Insider Rogue Edition Corona Chronicles, and today I have a very special guest, Austin Moe. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Can you please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
So I am 23 years old. I've been playing guitar in the Sacramento area and beyond for about 10 years now. And I started playing guitar actually from getting way too good at the game Guitar Hero back in the early 2000s, way before I even picked up my first six string. I got to the point where I could walk around the house and play the song on the TV and not even miss a note. And my dad noticed that, and he was like, Austin's learning the song, but only on 5 buttons. I wonder what would happen if I got him a guitar. And so he asked me one day, he was like, hey, do you want a guitar? You're really good at this game. And I was like, oh, well, I don't really have the money for that right now. And, whatever. And so he called his friend the next day and asked to borrow a guitar because he had a couple. And actually, that same guitar that I started on is that Flying V in the video. And I was only supposed to have it for about 4 to 5 months just to get my bearings down. And then he was going to pick it back up and, keep it. And that was 10 years ago.
You've been working on a few other things. I know some of you did 2 collaborations. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did some COVID collaborations, as I labeled them. And actually, what inspired me to do that was Sammy Hagar uploaded, I don't even remember what it was. It might have been Rock Candy or something, but it was with him in the circle, and they were all doing it from their own home studios. And I was like, hey, if he can do that, I can do that for sure. And so the first video that we did was a Led Zeppelin jam kind of deal. We played to the live version from Royal Albert Hall, and the drummer that I had play there was from Texas. A guitar player was from Colorado. Oh, wait. No, I think it was from Idaho. No, yeah, he was from Idaho. And then the singer in that video, he's from Sacramento. That was Dino McCord of Red Voodoo. And then the harmonica player in that very first COVID jam was Kyle Rowland of Sacramento as well.
How was that experience? Because you edited that, correct?
Yeah, I have a new computer now, but before I got this, editing that video was definitely a challenge of my patience, because the effects that I did were very heavy on the computer, but I was very pleased with how it turned out.
And actually, just to go back a little bit, we spoke about the river and things you're working on, but can you tell us a little bit about the Austin Moe Experience Band? When did you guys start and such?
Well, I started going by that name a couple of years ago, but I've been playing more or less through different renditions of that band for, I believe, going on 5 or 6 years now. And I've had the blessing of playing with some of the greatest rhythm sections in Northern California. Some of the drummers that I've played with have opened up for like Marilyn Manson or Zakk Wylde. And another guy was in George Lynch's personal band for 4 albums.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we get back to some normalcy and you get to go play in the field again and other things and go back into the studio.
Yeah, that would be great. Baby, I said, baby, gonna bring it on home to you. I've got that ticket, I've got that load. Going up, going higher, all aboard. Gonna take my seat right way back. Oh yeah, watch that train roll down the tracks. Gonna bring it on home, bring it back home to you. Watch out, man, move. Little baby, day have myself. I'ma give you love.